And if you're wondering why, I help people who keep failing despite doing their best to change their situation, whether it's in business, career, or relationship, by using manifestation principles from the Bible. Let's get started. The first Bible verse we're going to talk about is from John 7:24, and it says, "Do not judge by mere appearance, but judge by righteous judgment." That means that whatever you're going through right now, that is not the whole spectrum. You gotta understand that reality is just a byproduct. So in order for you to change the product, you need to change its components. Everything you see in this physical world is composed by those three components: electrons, atoms, and molecules. It's the vibration of electrons that's gonna create atoms, and the atoms gonna vibrate themselves and create molecules as well. So those three are the one that's gonna create the circumstance that you have in your life, whether it's a person, an event, or just matter in general. Only difference between those is their rate of vibration, but the component is still the same. So let's say you're down bad right now. Well, one way or another, that event that happened to your life, it started here. And in the book of Genesis, it says, God created you as his own image. What does that mean? It means that you too have the power to create. And no, this doesn't mean you can create sea, land, or the sky. But you're able to control your reality. You're able to create whatever reality you wish to live in. And since God created you as his own image, that means that you too have the power to alter any rate of vibration. And since anything in this reality is composed of those three, just with your rate of vibration, you can control those, which can lead you to create any event, person, or matter that you want. And this is what is reality. Most people is when they try to change their reality, they're not tapping into the source. And this is where the source starts. You have the power to alter it any vibration you want, because that's exactly how God created you. Birds and animals cannot do this. Nobody can do this except us human. Us human are the only species that is able to control our rate of vibration, which can eventually lead to whatever we want. What's going on here is actually what creates your reality, not the thing that already happened. So when the Bible says judge by righteous judgments, it means do not judge by what you only see in the reality. Judge by what created it, and from that point of creation only you can judge what was really going on. Because trust me, if you did wrong here, eventually you're gonna get wrong here. But your only way to fix that is you're gonna do the right thing here, and then eventually you're gonna have the right reality. But don't worry, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do it. But first, you need to understand the concept. And also with your eyes, you can only see 0.0035%. That means there is a world of 99.9965% that you do not see. Isaac Newton said it, not me. That word of 99% is what you need to tap in order to change your reality. That's where the version of yourself that already surpassed every problem exists. This is mere appearance, and this is the righteous judgment. This is the world where everything already exists, and you gotta tap into it in order for you to tweak your 0.0035%, because you gotta understand reality like this. This is your world reality, and this is 0.0035%. So if you allow such small things to alter your whole mood, you're not judging by righteous judgment, you're judging by mere appearance. And that's exactly what this Bible verse means. Judge by righteous judgment, judge by the whole spectrum, judge by the 99.9965%, not by mere appearance, which is 0.0035%, which is just the byproduct, and which is just a small portion of the whole universe. 2 Corinthians 4:18 says, we fix our eyes on not what is seen, but on what is unseen. And what is unseen is the whole spectrum. What is unseen is here. What is unseen is the 99.9965% that your eyes is not able to see. This is why the Bible always emphasizes on having faith, because you're literally not able to see everything. Even if your circumstance right now is so bad, trust me, it's just 0.0035%. And all you have to do to tweak that is to tap into the unseen, is to tap into the 99.9965% that you do not see, which gonna lead us to the next point. You gotta understand that we live on three planes of existence: spiritual, mental, and physical. It is the mental and spiritual that creates the physical. In order for you to alternate anything here, it starts here first. The spiritual is where God resides. It is the superconscious. The mental world is the mental where you create imagination and emotion. It's through the mental that you go through the spiritual. If you keep imagining bad things, eventually that's gonna resonate to the spiritual, and that combination gonna create your reality. So it comes down to your imagination and your emotion. And the physical world where we live in right now is where you have your five senses. Any of your sufferings, it does not start in the physical world. It all started from a mental image you created through your imagination and your emotion. Spiritual and mental are the causes. The physical is just an effect. So again, let's go back to the Bible verse. Do not judge by mere appearance. Mere appearance is where you have your five senses. So let's say you lose your job, you lose money, or you lose a partner, whether it's your wife, husband, girlfriend, or boyfriend. That happened here. But some way or somehow, you imagined a situation where that could have had happen, and you added negative emotion into it. That created a mental image and then got sent to the superconscious where God resides. Because you did that combination in your mind, eventually it reflected on the physical. You may think that it starts from the physical, but no. Every problem, every issue that you have, it all starts from the mental. And then it got linked to the spiritual, and then that created the physical. But it goes both ways. Let's say you want to get more money, you want to get a better job, you want to get a better career, you want a better relationship. Well, you need first to start to imagine yourself being in that position, and then you add emotion into it. From there, it's gonna get sent to the superconscious, to the spiritual realms, and only then, after doing that combination, then you're gonna have what you want in the physical. The problem is people try to take action right away. The problem is if you just take action right away, you're only operating on the physical plane. And if you only operate in the physical plane, you don't tap into higher powers. Those are the higher powers that are the cause of your reality. If you try to change an effect by changing an effect, it doesn't make sense. In order to change an effect, you gotta first change the cause. What are the causes? Spiritual and mental. It comes down to just your imagination and your emotion. Keep imagining the things that you want in your life. Add positive emotion into it and let God do the work. And then eventually you'll have the physical. And when I say let God do the work, it's not that it's gonna fall from the sky. Like your wife or husband is not just gonna land from heaven to earth. No, the way it's gonna happen is God gonna talk to you through your intuition. As soon as you receive that intuition, now we can start to take action. As soon as you start to take the right action, only then you will have the right reality. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Whatever you think in your imagination and you add emotion into it, that's what you're gonna be. If you consistently feel stressed, anxious, and you have fear, eventually that's the only reality you're gonna get. But on the other hand, if you always feel peace, joy, gratitude, and serenity, your reality will reflect that. James 4:3 says, when you ask and you do not receive, it's because you're asking from the wrong motives. The wrong motives is what you have, your imagination and your emotion. You want a beautiful life, but your imagination and your emotion are not reflecting a beautiful life. Every single day, just write on a piece of paper what type of emotion you feel in today, and you understand what I'm talking about. And until you get out of that place, you will never have the physical reality that you want. You need to consistently imagine scenes where you feel peace, serenity, and you need to be grateful on a daily basis. And even if nothing is showing up in your reality, it's fine, because I'm sure by now you're judging by righteous judgments, not by mere appearance. This is where the righteous judgment is at. The way you get in connection with God and the superconscious is through imagination and your emotion. But if you imagine and feel the wrong things, eventually God's gonna only send you the wrong things. But if you have the right emotion and you got those emotions from imagining a better life, then trust me, God gonna make sure that from that combination, you're gonna get the physical reality that you want. This is what John 8:32 is talking about. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. This is the truth. The truth is you can create anything you want from your mental, and then from there, it's gonna reach the spiritual. And this combination gonna lead to the physical. You will be free from the reality you're imprisoned right now by knowing that it's your imagination and your emotion that's gonna control your reality. That is the truth. And the next point we're going to talk about is even going deeper into this. So give me a second.